Examine Catherine Morland's backstory and you find no tragedy. Her parents are healthy. She is one of 10 children. She spent her infancy playing cricket and rolling down hills, and her appearance is remarkably plain. In a genre defined by tragic striking leads, she is the ultimate anti-heroine. Catherine spends her hours buried in melodramatic Gothic novels like The Mysteries of Udolpho. She doesn't see them as mere fiction. She treats them as a lens through which to view every stranger she meets and every room she enters. When family friends invite her to Bath, she expects dark forests and looming threats. Instead, she finds a bustling, wealthy health resort. Bath is a social hub and a high-stakes economic marriage market. Success in this city requires a strict, costly uniform. To enter the social scene, a young woman needed a cream-colored, high-waisted Regency dress like this one to signal her status and her family's wealth. Catherine anticipates encountering brooding villains or facing a dramatic abduction. Her actual trial is a hot, crowded dance floor at the assembly rooms where she is elbowed by strangers and struggles to even find a partner. Her focus on fictional drama leaves her blind to her surroundings. While she scans the room for literal masked bandits, she misses the calculated financial and social maneuvers taking place right in front of her. The Thorpe family enters her life first. Isabella Thorpe immediately latches onto Catherine with aggressive, performative affection, while her brother, John, talks exclusively about horses and his own importance. Then there are the Tilneys. Henry Tilney is sharp and witty, a contrast to his father, General Tilney, who is wealthy, rigid, and intensely intimidating. Catherine misreads these people. Isabella doesn't skulk around in a black cloak, so Catherine accepts her as a genuine friend, unaware that Isabella is already using the connection for social climbing. Catherine is looking for monsters from her books while walking arm in arm with people who are carefully measuring her social standing and her financial potential. When the Tilneys invite Catherine to stay at Northanger Abbey, her imagination takes over. She prepares herself for a ruined, haunted castle filled with sliding panels and tortured family secrets. The reality of her arrival is a letdown. General Tilney has modernized the estate with comfortable Rumford stoves, large clear windows, and an army of efficient servants. It is bright, clean, and entirely modern. Catherine tries to force a mystery into existence by obsessing over a locked ebony cabinet. Outside, a violent nighttime storm begins to rage. She pries the cabinet open and discovers a hidden roll of paper. As her candle blows out, she clutches the papers and spends a sleepless night convinced she is holding a bloody, tragic confession. This is a historical ledger page, and it shows exactly what Catherine discovers in the morning light. An itemized washing bill and a list of mundane expenses for horses. It is a farrier's receipt left behind by a careless guest. This physical misreading marks the peak of her folly. The washing bill forces her to confront the gap between her beloved Gothic novels and the ordinary world. Catherine makes one final, truly paranoid leap. She suspects General Tilney of having murdered his late wife, and she sneaks into the deceased woman's bedroom to hunt for evidence. Henry Tilney catches her in the act. He delivers a sharp reprimand, reminding her that they live in modern, civilized England, where people read the newspaper, obey laws, and do not poison their spouses. Catherine is swallowed by deep humiliation. Her romanticized worldview collapses, replaced by the shame of realizing how foolish she has been. True maturity for Catherine requires moving past the extremes. She has to recognize that human nature exists in a complex, flawed, and often fairly boring middle ground. The real world, however, still has its dangers. Catherine receives a letter from her brother James, proving that betrayal exists. Isabella has dumped him to pursue Henry's wealthier, older brother, Captain Tilney. Then actual cruelty strikes. General Tilney abruptly evicts Catherine from the Abbey. He gives no explanation, barely allows her time to pack, and provides no funds for her journey home. This model shows the yellow and black horse-drawn traveling carriage that carries her home. It is a slow, humiliating, and entirely unromantic trip in a rented vehicle. The resolution arrives when Henry shows up in her hometown to propose. He brings the explanation for his father's bizarre and cruel behavior. John Thorpe's gossip engineered the entire crisis. His initial lie that Catherine was a rich heiress caused the general to invite her. His subsequent lie that she was penniless triggered her immediate eviction. Catherine's happy ending comes from surviving the ruthless maneuvers of the English marriage market. She outlasts the social climbers and the greedy opportunists, proving the real world is far more precarious than any Gothic abbey.